All right, hey guys, what's going on? My name's Chris Hawkes. This is your best life defined. So, how do you do it when it sucks? How do you find the energy and the excitement to overcome the crap it takes to achieve great goals? Kind of an elusive question for a lot of people. I used to working in the federal prison for 23 years. I remember the young guys would ask me, "How do you do it?" There seemed to be some idea when I talked to these guys. They're about 30, about 20 years younger than me. And they would ask me, like, how do you do it? Because I've done a lot of different things, and I used to share a lot of my stories with these guys when I mentored them, because I was actually a life coach for them in a way. How do you do it? I'm like, well, you just start. And then once you start in any direction, your failures or your shortcomings are revealed, right? If you want to be a contractor, you say, okay, I'm going to start learning how to build stuff, and you're going to start picking up jobs, right? Well, you pick up small jobs. Maybe you build a shed or pour a slab of concrete. At first, if you don't know anything about it, you've got to get some training, so you get a job with someone and you learn that. But the issue is, how do you take those burdens, the burden of actually going out and finding a job doing something you've never done before, so you can acquire some skills? How do you find the motivation and the energy to take that action and get that ball rolling down the course or down the path towards where you want to go? It depends on who you are. I connect everything I connect to is a story. It's a visual thing that I can see down the road. I look at this podcast and I think to myself, you know what? It sucks to show up here some days and not feel up like I'm giving you my best, like maybe I'm failing. But what motivates me to do it is the vision of two things. There's two things at play here. The first thing is, I believe that there is someone out there who is ready to hear this, because I believe in energy in the universe, right? And I believe that I'm here because of that. This has culminated or grown into this because there is someone who needs to hear this. There's someone who is like, I'm almost there. I'm ready. Come on, Chris, just tell me what I need to know, right? But I think the other thing is, I think when you embrace struggle, if for no other reason, guess what? My kids will have a video record and an audio record of who I am and what I believe, right? And I struggle sometimes to do it, and I do this with no defined reward. There's no guarantee. I could do 10,000 podcasts, and there's no guarantee that that's going to take my life any farther than having this physical record, right? And possibly inspiring you to do it, or to jump in and start applying some of the things I'm trying to teach, right? If that doesn't happen, or it does happen, I still have to face the same task every day. How do I do it? You tie your shoes, you brush your teeth, you make your bed, you do your dishes, you do the laundry, you follow the laws when you drive your car. In order for you to make this thing happen, no matter what it is, and in order for you to get past the struggle of doing what sucks to get what you want, you have to remove all that emotional connection. You have to remove it as an emotional choice. It is a physical action that you've obligated yourself to do every day. If you need motivation in the form of a story about how, like in my case, I'm going to be this amazing world-renowned podcaster, or maybe a famous author, well, if that works for you, do it. Maybe it's the cut and dried edge of a knife approach, which is, I do a podcast every day because this is what I've said I will do. Until I change that directive, that is the action I take, right? And in between each podcast, in between each effort, I evaluate my performance. I ask myself questions about what I can do to make it better, to improve the quality, to reduce the burden that it places on me to do, so that getting there doesn't suck so bad. And what's interesting is, I was sitting there and I did a podcast. I prep at night. I do my podcast in the morning, and then usually I do one video and one audio every night, maybe a few if I'm planning on being away from the computer for a while. But I sit down there and it's just a process. It is a click, 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 click process. It didn't used to be that way. When I first started out, it was infringing on my time, which is a big deal. I love helping you, but I don't want this to be the culmination of my life. In fact, I want to be able to go snowshoeing. I want to be able to ride my mountain bike. I want to have as much time as possible to work out or do whatever it is that fires my rocket. Maybe I'll walk around with my phone and talk to my phone like I do so I can create these videos. I don't know. But the thing is, I want to make it as streamlined as possible. And in order for me to do that, I have to keep evaluating and accessing what I'm doing and saying, okay, how did this work? How did this work? And I reduce the amount of suckage that I have to endure to get this podcast done to its bare minimum. What's cool is I'm not to imply that I hate doing the podcast. There are times when I come in here and I feel like, hey, yeah, I know exactly what I need to say. I am right on top of this, and I believe in myself enough to be able to tell you that. And then there are other times when I just want to run from this microphone. How do you get past the suckage to get to where you want? Do it. Do it. Don't allow yourself to make excuses. It's a decision. Do it. Or build a story around it that's so great that you tell everybody about your story about, like in my case, I'm going to be the world's most amazing podcaster. I'm going to be a world-renowned author. My income is going to improve. Someone's going to catch hold of what I'm doing and they're going to say, hell yeah. Now, if I knew that for a fact, if I had a letter sitting on my desk that said, hey, Chris, guess what? If you can get to 365 podcasts, we have a contract for you and we're going to work some stuff out, because while you're a little rough, you don't have it quite down, with a little bit of help from some people who do what you're trying to do, you're going to get there. Can you imagine how much more motivated I'd be? All right, well then, if that's what it takes, there's a letter on my desk that's telling me that. $1 million contract, maybe. Hell, who knows? My point is, it's okay for you to lie to yourself about what it's going to be like. It's okay for you to blow it up about just how amazing your life is going to be once you get that nursing degree. Because if the story is good enough, guess what you'll do? You'll wake up and you'll say, yeah, I'm scared, but I'm going to go to the finance office at the college and see what it's going to take. Maybe I can't afford it, but I'd like to know what the numbers are anyway. Maybe I'll just go to the college because I don't like what I'm doing now. I was music theater and I didn't like it, so I think I'm going to go ahead and try and be a doctor. But is that possible? Well, maybe I'll just go ahead and take that first step. In fact, I'll commit to taking that first step. The hardest part about getting the ball rolling is getting the ball rolling. Then you do it every day, every day. Now, how does this whole thing play into living your best life? Because I want to touch on that in the next podcast or here down the way, but I just want to bring this to your attention as well. What does this mean to live your best life, and why would you spend a lot of time doing what sucks to live your best life? Well, there are requirements in life that we have to meet before we can actually start reaping the benefits of our true effort, right? If you have an unstable income, if you don't earn enough money, or you don't earn enough money to maintain a standard of living that you want to maintain, then the first thing you have to do is you have to make adjustments in that. And is it going to be the massive reward that you might have when you spend a month in Hawaii because you can? No. But you have to have a foundation to build your best life from. And getting there when you're in that position sucks. I was working a construction job an hour away. I was on the road an hour, 2.5 hours a day. Work concrete all day, come home, wash my face, go to college till 10 o'clock at night. Did it for 2 years. It sucked. What didn't suck was when I finally got that job at the sheriff's department, my life changed. My income became a flat line of stability. It became an opportunity, a platform for me to start building from. You can't believe how amazing it is when your income is stable and you have benefits and you don't have to worry about not working or where your next dollar is going to come from. It sucked. But if you're in a position to where you don't have that stability, then you have to do something about it. You have to do what sucks to get there. Now, I'm not going to tell you what that is. It's your life and it's your choice. But financial stability and finding and more than that, actually, when you think about this, more than that, if you think about the ability to endeavor long enough to change your career, do you know what that does for you? That's a mountain of fuel for you to say, well, hell, I struggled through that. Hell, I can do this. This ain't crap, right? That's why I usually work out first thing in the morning. It's because my workouts suck. They're difficult. I feel good when I get done, but they suck. But getting through that struggle and hitting that stride where you just say, well, this is what I got to do. All right, baby, see you later. This is what I'm going to do, right? And you just do it. Pretty soon you're not thinking about it any more than you think about brushing your teeth. making your bed, combing your hair. It's just one more thing, one more click in that thing you do every day. Click, 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 click. Getting there sucks. It sucks for everyone. You know, I used to look at millionaires and I think to myself, damn, they're so lucky. One time my wife and I were driving, Sandy and I were driving, and she says, well, why don't we start, flipping houses and we make a bunch of money? And I said, well, yeah, we do. We can. And money's, I guess it's a great motivator if that's what you're looking for, but getting there sucks. Like I told her, I says, we could flip houses, make a ton of money. I've got a lot of skills. We have the money to get started. But the point is, we would not be traveling around the country. I wouldn't be doing a podcast right now. I would be hanging out. I'd be hanging out, grinding it out, finding properties, fixing properties, managing contractors, taking care of budgets, watching the bottom line to see where we're at. And the issue is the reward isn't that great for me because how much money do you need, right? I'm living fine right now. I live debt-free. Life is good. I don't have any pressure, any wants, really. I'm doing what I want to do every day. How does it get any better than that? Well, it gets better by me doing this because, number one, I suck at it. It sucks to do it sometimes. Sometimes it's great. I see something good for me down the road. Built around a story, built around the idea that you just take action and do it every day. It's just part of my life. However you get there. The point is you cannot stand in your way, and that's the ticket right there. So you keep that in mind. Keep in mind that, the reality is that everyone faces a struggle, even if it doesn't look like that on social media. When you jump on social media and you see all those people showing their fancy ass, amazing lives, I can assure you that life isn't that great for any of us. I mean, there are times when I do what I do, right? I do the same thing. I show you the best side of my life. I don't show you the times when it takes me like 9 takes to get a podcast done. I don't show you when I'm having to take a break because my shoulder is so sore because I did something to it on my last workout and I'm sitting here icing it and trying to figure out how to do it, right? I show you the end result. The end result. That's what we're concerned about, right? Everyone goes, yeah, all right. But did you struggle for it? Because getting there doesn't come without struggle. Getting there sucks. But pick the right thing. Take a look at who you are and what inspires you, what will fuel your life, and then go for it. And when you hit those lows, when you're thinking, what did I do? Doesn't matter. You just take that action. And if you can get through a month, 2 months, 3 months, before you know it, you won't even think about it anymore. You'll just do it. And before you know it, you'll be standing on top of your mountain looking around going, hell yeah, look what we did. I don't know how else to explain it to you. I know that no matter where you are, there's always something you can be working on, something you can be learning, something you could be teaching. And it's in that you grow. It's in that the life you live now becomes better and you draw up to that next rung on the ladder of success. And what's cool is you define your success. That's the issue. You define it. If you're not into the big ass house, then it doesn't make any sense to have a big ass house. You're not into polishing your vehicle every weekend, then maybe you shouldn't own a vehicle that needs polished every weekend. Pick the right thing. Build a story around the struggle. Take action and evaluate it. Take another look at it. Try a new action and evaluate it. 3 steps. Pick it. Take action and evaluate it. So keep that in mind. I hope you'll continue to show up. I'm really working on this. Like I said, today's been a struggle for me. I don't know if you know that or not, but I'm not giving up on you, not giving up on me. The book, I'm grinding it out. It is hard to edit a book, I'm telling you, but I'm about a little over halfway done. I can't wait to get that thing published. And until next time, pick something great first, and let's start to just remember that you need to start from a platform of kindness. There's no reason for you to add hate to the world. There's enough hateful people in the world. And when you look at your life, just remember it's your day. Make it a good one.